How about a 2-liter? Yeah, Hickok 45 with my M1 Carbine. That's what it is. I'll get that round. Yes, empty now, but it had some bullets in it, didn't it? Yeah, M1 Carbine, that's the topic for today. Gets a lot of hate. Why? Yeah, it really doesn't deserve it, I don't think, and many of you know that, right? So it's something we ought to talk about a little bit, and for the people who really are not aware of the purpose, why it exists, and that could be me, who knows? But I'm going to talk about it anyway. Ignorance has never slowed me down any, and before we go too far here, I want to thank the people that make all this possible, like the Davidson's Gallery of Guns, where you can get a guaranteed lifetime replacement policy with any firearm you purchase there. Silencer Central, wonderful company. They focus on one thing and they do it really, really well. You've seen the Banish line up on our table many, many times. And then the Sonoran Desert Institute, sdi.edu. Great place to get some distance learning. Drones, firearms, you name it. Check them out. And you could even learn to work on one of these, who knows. So the M1 Carbine does get a fair amount of hate. It gets a whole lot of love too. And I've got some other things that are just for ambiance, you know, mainly just World War II rather, Korea. We're talking about some cool, even Vietnam. But the M1 Carbine, the M1 Garand, the 1911, that's 1918 vintage. The Garand is, see, what was it, 43, I think. And so anyway, you have probably seen people complain and badmouth the M1 Carbine, mostly based on the cartridge and how weak it is, how ineffective it was, right? Just a very ineffective round, this 30 caliber round. What is it, round? They vary, 110 grains, that kind of thing. 30 caliber round, and just nothing, you know, compared with this big bruiser, 30-06. I should have brought a round out, right? 30-06. This is a man's gun, World War II, right? Everybody should have had one of these. They didn't want carbine. Was a little toy, basically. Wouldn't even stop somebody. Yeah, all kinds of anecdotal evidence, right? Which you can get with any firearm. Well, the fact is, and many of you know this, this was not intended to replace the M1 Garand, okay? That wasn't the reason for this. This was to be issued to troops that were not on the front lines, you know, backup troops, back behind the lines, truck drivers, just people working in all the various capacities that were not necessarily in the fight, but they could be in the fight. They could find themselves, right, in the fight. Same as the pistol. It was basically a replacement for these in a lot of ways, because you got people that are not on the front lines, but they're transporting troops or whatever they're doing. Well, they may have one of these, of course, but sometimes maybe they're in an area where they're more likely to end up fighting, even though that wasn't their primary responsibility. Well, it'd be nice to have a longer gun, because, you know, think World War II. How many guys grew up shooting one of these, or a pistol of any kind, all that much? So not easy to hit with without a lot of experience and training. But you know, if you were around squirrel hunting and whatever you're doing when you're younger and everything, everybody knows about a rifle. Put that thing on your shoulder and line up the sights, and you know it's going to hit better with it. And so you have an advantage with something like this. You have more rounds, and you have a shoulder-fired, you know, firearm, and it's 30 calibers, nothing to sneeze at. So if you think of it in terms of comparing it with the pistol right here, then there's not a gigantic contrast. It's not some big drop-off, okay? It has been said, I have read from people who have studied the ballistics a little bit more, that it's not all that far off the, you know, ballistically from a .357 Magnum rifle, carbine, okay? It's not quite to that point, but it's not far off. Nobody gives the 357 Magnum, you know, a hard time, or in a carbine or a lever gun or whatever. There's not all that much difference in foot-pounds of energy. It's usually a lighter bullet, 110 grain or something, so it's not exactly the same. But these things have plenty of power, and for their intended purpose. They're kind of a backup piece, and for non-frontline troops. So let's not hate on it too much. And can I shoot it again? Let's not hate on it too much, because you're not supposed to be comparing it with an M1 Garand or an R3 Springfield. You're not supposed to be comparing it with a 30-06, okay? So let's quit comparing it with that. That's not what it's about. Let's shoot something here. Let's take the safety off. This has the old crazy safety. Yeah. Let's not shoot, let's smoke this pot right here. Yeah, there we go. Let's go back over there and catch a ram. Oh boy. How about that pig on the top row? Yeah, nice. These are sweet carbines. They really are. And I just don't want to hear you hating on them, okay? I want you to think about that and apologize for any hate you have given this M1, you know, carbine, because it was more of a replacement or to augment the 1911s. And 6 million of them, I think, were made in World War II, and they served well. What causes a lot of this is the fact that troops liked it so much. And I'm not an expert on this. I have done some reading, but troops really like this, you know, by all accounts. They really like the M1 carbine, and so it ended up on the front lines more than was expected, and hence you do have some comparisons there. But it wasn't intended to be on the front lines. It was just that it was so desirable and lightweight and handy and shootable that it ended up there. Okay, so quit hating on it, and you'll feel a lot better. And that reminds me also, I want to thank the Alabama Holster Company for all the great little Kydex concealment holsters they have provided for society like that. Great company. Thanks to them too. And what else can I say about it except it doesn't deserve the hate that some of you give it. Life is good.
Oh yeah, that's better. This is a great gun for defense. Oh hey, didn't see you guys there. While I've got you here, I want to remind you of our friends over at Talon Grips and Ballistol. Talon Grips makes grips, can you believe it, for all different types of firearms. You can get rough texture or more of a rubberized texture. It just sticks right on there. You know, really affordable, really cool option to improve the grip for your handguns or rifles. So please check them out at talongungrips.com. You'll be glad you did. And also Ballistol. Dad has been using Ballistol for many years. It's a cleaner and a lubricant, and it's non-toxic. It works really great, and we're happy to have them on board since it's been a part of our shooting endeavor for a very long time. So go to ballistol.com, talongungrips.com. And also, while you're out there, I'm juggling all these things here. Also, while you're on the internet, please do check out our other social media like Hickok45 on Facebook. There's also Hickok45 on Twitter, The Real Hickok45 on Instagram. There's a John_Hickok45 on Instagram where I do some things. There's Hickok45.com. You can find us also on Gunstreamer. So check out all that stuff and then watch more videos.